Yeah. David Winner, Logician on the mic. We ain't talking about systems, we talking about axioms. Check the code. Yeah. They flash the blue light, say they here to protect, but the blue code logic, man, it just don't connect. A mandatory contract, that ain't service, that's a tax. The logocentric crusader knows the logic always cracks. They sell you on safety, they sell you on fear, but the price of that comfort is holding your body dear. Remember the famine, how the rice disappeared. The same hand that takes the grain, the same hand that steer.
Anti-Vax is a choice, it's a right, it's a law. My body's dominion ain't got no flaw. They promise to care, but they only coerce. The paradox of power, the logical curse. Ooh, it's a blue coast sunset. Can't trade my logos for no pill or no that. The logic is king, so why the system fail? Coercion ain't care, just the truth on the trail. Blue code, yeah, watch it fade away. I'll choose my coherence every single day.
I saw the doctor's assistants, the logic denied. Told my father, you gotta choose the state's false pride. We died the BCG when they pushed it at 15. I learned early on what the parasite means. If you need to be forced and the product is flawed, that's not help from a neighbor, that's a system of God's law ignored. I read the books, saw the shadow in the west. The caregiver's failure putting logos to the test. Y'all need to understand the simple action. It ain't about the needle, it's about the will. The thing that seeks control, to weaken and defeat. The logician's final truth. Parasites are demons.
Ooh, it's a blue coast sunset. Can't trade my logos for no pill or no that. The logic is king, so why the system fail? Coercion ain't care, just the truth on the trail. Blue coast, yeah, watch it fade away. I'll choose my coherence every single day.
Logos is the code. Every single time. Next up, the ruler.
The architecture of the lie. Look at the skyline. No logos, just concrete.
Look at the block, man, they built it on a single sad rule. Uniformity's the lesson from the collectivist school. The council of state concrete, pour it out of view. Designed for the mass, not the mind of me and you. They replaced the human scale with the system's cold hand. Took the logos out the plan and left a barren land. They said this is a safe house and I said this is a trap. No room for the spirit, no space on the map. They designed the box, therefore you become the clone. No wealth creation on a subsidized throne. The architecture of the state is a rigid, straight line. The individual spirit is a curve, a design divine.
Yeah, I see the concrete and the concrete logic fail. The system promised structure, but the feeling is jail. Can't break the monotone, the ruler keeps the pace. If you design for the masses, you forget the individual's view.
It's the same logic, different medium. Check the connection from the stolen grain in China to this forced imperfection. The state's always hungry, whether for rice or for rent. The production is always seized, the energy spent. They see the individual, they call it a crime. You gotta walk the long corridor, gotta do the time. But I'm a media school dropout, a logician on the flow. I navigate the system, but I refuse to grow slow. It's the logic of communism in a housing block. It removes the friction, removes the chaos, removes the life. It's a failure of aesthetics, therefore it's a failure of the spirit. The ruler only understands the blueprint, we understand the soul.
Yeah, I see the concrete and the concrete logic fail. The system prime is structure, but the feeling is jail. Can't break the monotone, the ruler keeps the pace. If you design for the masses, you forget the individual space.
Yeah, I see the time. Yeah, I see the time.
Next, the trap, the watchtower. Keep it smooth.
Yeah. They say the truth is easy, but sometimes the path is 33 years long. We found the switch. Left the hall at 13, the system couldn't hold, but the seeds of the query were more precious than gold. They gave a flawed scripture, a Christ on the side, a minor administration where the logos couldn't hide. I watched my mother cite the KJV against their weak claim. I learned early to check the book, to question the name. The Unitarian virus, the Protestant taste for division. It kept the mind wrestling, lacked the logos precision.
Decades in the void, man, you gotta pay the cost. 33 years searching for the thing that I lost. Tearing down the others, the polemics were clean, but the problem was mine, locked inside the scene. Ooh, 33 and 46, that's the logic, baby. That's the final fix. You gotta find the logo, gotta find the logo, gotta switch the light. The Son of God is God, and that makes the whole world right. No more false prophets, yeah, the case is closed.
I was heavy in no apologetics, the rhetoric was sharp, but the Aryan logic still left its own dark mark. I read the Nicene, I saw the early fathers' creed. The coherence was there, planted like a vital seed. The logic of salvation, it forces the conclusion the word had to be God to avoid the great illusion. If he's just a creature, then the ransom falls short. The divine intervention, man, that's the ultimate retort.
The wrestling ends at 46 years old.
It wasn't a feeling, it was an axiom that took hold. A switch flips inside the logician's brain. The Orthodox Christology, it conquers all the pain. The Unitarian logic is broken, the void is filled, the sage shadow is defeated when the logos isn't still.
Oh, 33 and 46, that's the logic, baby. That's the final fix. You gotta find the logo, gotta find the logo, gotta switch the light. The Son of God is God, and that makes the whole world right. No more false prophets, yeah, the case is closed. Ooh, 33 and 46. Baby, that's the final fix. You gotta find the logos, gotta switch the light. The Son of God is God, and that makes the whole world right.
No more false prophets, yeah, the case is closed. The only system that fails is the one that's incoherent. Next up, the swarm. Welcome to the final lesson. Turn the channel off. Everything you need is right here.
The television's running, Yeah, that's the curriculum. Media school is mandatory, teaching you to be numb. They teach you to fear, they teach you the noise. Said keep your head down, ignore the other voices. You chasing that safety, man, you chasing the swarm. Think belonging to the crowd is how you stay warm. But the consensus swarm is a fever, it's a phase. You trade your own logos for a popular craze. The system wants the silence, wants the logic to stop. When you sacrifice your mind, that's when the spirit will drop. I took my diploma and I handed it back. Found the true path on the independent track. Ooh, media school, chill. I made the sovereign choice, man, and I always will. I dropped out of the noise. For the logos I stand. Coherence is the only safety in this barren land. Yeah, I see the light. I don't need the crowd. You fear standing solo, fear the label they assign. But the individual logic, man, it always shines. It's the first rule of Fight Club. You choose to engage, or you sit on the sidelines, turning a blank page. Don't need 1,000 people to validate your sight. You got the logos as your compass, man, pointing to the right. The Everyman shadow is easy to defeat. Just stop chasing comfort on the consensus street.
You listen to the whole project. You heard the logic. Collectivism is broken. False prophets fail, coercion is not care. The final switch is the simplest one. The only hell is internal chaos. The only heaven is internal order.
Ooh, media school, chill. Yeah, I made the sovereign choice, man, and I always will. I dropped out of the noise. For the logos I stand. Coherence is the only safety in this barren land. Yeah, I see the light. I don't need the crowd.
Hell is having an incoherent mindset. Therefore, heaven on earth is having a coherent mindset.